Thank you so much again for joining us on another Dear Future Husband of Atlanta
Okay.
podcast. And today my special guest is Young Jock.
That's right. How
Hi.
are
So
you?
thank you so much. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
No, my pleasure. So I'm not going to take long because we got a ton of questions, and yes, we want to get into all your
Okay.
business. Okay.
Good.
So, of course, this is Dear Future Husband. So, thank you so much for coming.
Dope
I
name.
know.
Dope name.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. We're single, and most of us are looking to mingle with unmarried men, of course. So,
Right.
but now that you're here, we
Yeah.
want to tap into your head.
Okay.
What was it about your wife that made you say that and feel like she was the one? What set her apart?
One of the main things for me was the understanding of family.
Mm.
Um, and I guess somewhere not understanding how to properly love family. Because I would hear her talk about her family,
Yeah.
and it sounded like me, uh, on my standpoint about my family. So the hear her talk about her family sounded like me talking about my family. So that let me know that we were in tune, as far as the upbringing
Yeah.
and the understanding of family.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think it's very important as partners,
Yeah.
partnership. Partnership, the whole word ship. We're on this together.
Yeah.
Um, and as partners, when you're on a ship together, you got to figure out how to survive on that ship.
Yeah.
No one wants to be thrown overboard, and we don't want any stowaways. You get what I'm saying? And what that means is you have to learn how to properly vet someone that you're dealing with. And a lot of times you have to know the threshold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I gotta know if somebody walk in here, as the man,
Yeah.
if I'm to protect you,
Right.
I gotta know your threshold.
Hmm.
So if someone comes wrong, they come right.
Yeah.
If they come too left, they don't come far enough.
Yeah.
I gotta already be able to see
Like
before I look at you. Before I look at you, I know the face you're making.
Yeah.
Before I hear you speak, I know the thought you're thinking. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's very important. I think we were able to do that with one another on a lot of different levels.
Okay. So what you just described for me is a different level of emotional connection.
Yeah.
Like you guys connected emotionally. And it's funny to see that as a man's man, that was important to you. Um, Especially in our community because we don't see a lot of that. So that's real big. So wow, thank you for being so transparent about that. So you mentioned a lot about family.
Right.
Okay. Um, what would you say? Are you okay? Let me ask you this first. Are you having more children? How many kids do you have now? And are you guys looking to expand your
To
family?
be honest, I don't think I want any more kids.
Yeah.
Um, I believe that my wife is very happy about the concept of family.
Yeah.
Um, so somewhere, and I think she's also kind of cool with the fact that we got a lot of family already.
Right. Right. Okay.
And if she wants kids, that's fine. But she doesn't want kids, or at least that's what I've been told.
Mm-hmm.
So respectfully, you don't need no more kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if she did want them, then yes, I would.
It's something you'd be willing to consider.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's good. Flexibility in relationships.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's important.
Yeah.
Because you never know the way the needle's going to go.
Yeah.
I mean, we set out to have a great day today, right?
Right.
And midway through your day, you're like, well, this ain't really going in the direction I thought. Or you think you're going to have a bad day, and you're like, well, damn, this turned out to be an awesome day.
Okay.
You read the forecast, cloudy with a chance of rain. What's the percentage? 90% of rain. You are like, damn, it's gonna rain. Ain't no sense of putting on my white shoe. Let me put on my little boots. Well, that, because that go, you know, you think all these
Right.
things, but then you step out and you're like, wow, the forecaster was wrong today.
Mm.
And it's really a nice day.
Wow.
Now, your whole perception of the way you look, the way you thought your day was going to go,
Yeah.
it's changed that fast.
Okay.
And I think life plays out like that a lot in relationships.
Yeah. So basically, don't allow like what your expectations are to determine how you operate on a daily basis in your relationship.
Yeah,
You
you
wanna,
can.
got you.
Because sometimes you can expect for, it's like, if you do something with, let's say, a grand gesture,
Yeah.
you do something that's like, yeah, in your mind, you feel like you went over and beyond
Yeah.
to please your significant other, your
Mhm.
partner, right? And let's say it's not really received as you predicted it.
Right.
It
Like she
would
didn't
be,
like it.
right?
Yeah.
Let's not even say she don't like it.
Mhm.
Say she dealing with something a little more below the surface
Okay.
that she hasn't even communicated with you yet. You don't even know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It might not even be something dealing with her directly. It could be a great friend, a close homie
Mhm.
that's dealing with something so low at the moment, and it's just like, oh man.
So the day that you presented that grand gesture is just was the wrong day.
Oh,
So.
thank you, baby. And now it's people around, and she can't fully give you that energy or muster up that. And then you feel like, damn, why would you do me like that in front of my people though?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, we'll talk later. Now you already, you know something's wrong, but you automatically equate the wrong with you.
Right. You blame yourself.
You start,
Instead of, yeah.
or you start looking at it like, well, why you, whatever you going through, why you taking it out on me? And it's not even that she's taking it out. I'm just not emotionally sound to accept what you're giving, to receive what you're giving at the moment, just at the moment,
Wow.
you know. So sometimes in relationships, that's what I'm saying. You know, the forecast be wrong. So you have to give people space.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like you need time apart.
Right.
You have to give them space
Mhm.
to fully bloom.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a plant. You want it to get so
Right.
big in a pot. What
Right.
you got to do? Put it in a bigger pot.
Yeah. No. Okay. All right. This is good. This is funny. A very important conversation that we have in the Black community is we talk a lot about the fact that our men are emotionally detached from the relationships.
Right.
But the way you're talking and the way you're communicating, you clearly have a very high level of EQ, which is your emotional intelligence. Um, which is so needed for a successful marriage,
Right.
let alone friendship and relationship.
Right.
So, what would you say? How did you get that? Because I'm sure that wasn't taught. How did you learn that?
I'm a very curious person.
Mm-hmm.
I question a lot of things. So I keep hearing women say this is a problem. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna start. And not even just about me. This is just their general consensus
Yeah.
of sorts,
In
right?
our community, yeah.
And I'm like, in our community,
Mm-hmm.
or just period.
Yeah. Yeah.
In several communities,
Yeah.
some things just live as a universal language,
Yeah.
no matter what your ethnicity is or your culture. Just like the thought of love,
Mhm.
that's universal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what happens is, I feel like men come off emotionally detached because the way we're raised.
Right.
Men are not supposed to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them see you sweat.
Right.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? If I let them see me sweat, does it make them think, oh, I'm so nervous or I'm so in fear of losing that they're going to win? What if me sweating is just the general purpose to cool off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is what it is, why the body allows you to sweat. But you take it from this, the thought of it,
Mm-hmm.
of why you're actually sweating,
Mm-hmm.
and you try to promote it as looking as like
something
you're,
like it's weak or it's a weakness.
as a physical thing.
Right.
So we're taught to suppress our emotions.
Yeah.
Men are.
Yeah.
And that's why oftentimes you hear men say that women are so emotional. But I think men are just as emotional, and to be honest, possibly even more emotional.
Yeah.
Because women, you are granted the freedom to
Process it.
to let it
Express
out
it.
on a regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know your mama. She just going off some steam, right? And it's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
But as the man, if you don't consistently
Yeah. Yeah.
get a little time to release some of that pressure,
Mhm.
you eventually pop. You explode. And then
Yeah.
that's why I was like, oh my God, he just so, girl, he be taking it too far. He just over the
Mhm.
top. Girl, he act like I just can't, I'm out. Because the man is not trained to release his stress
Yeah. In a healthy
in a
way.
healthy way.
Right.
So men are just as, because think about it, when you hear think about this, you hear the concept of murder,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? You hear murder every day,
Yeah.
news,
Yeah.
movies, whatever.
Mhm.
It's usually a man is, when you think of murder, you automatically assume
That the man was behind the
a
gun.
man,
Right.
right?
We do.
Which means that someone had to be so
Angry.
emotionally explosive
Yeah.
that you went as
That
far
was the result.
as to
Yeah.
take a human life. So, I, I think that's why we're raised that way.
Okay, so how can we change that? Like, as a woman, right? I'm looking to, of course, meet my husband, marry him, but I want a man that is emotionally, mature. And so if I meet a guy, he check off all my boxes.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? What's some advice you can give me and the other women in our audience?
Stop trying to be a boss bitch. Hate it.
Okay.
Hate it.
Okay.
Because if you think about the concept of a boss, usually to stay on good terms with the boss, you gotta kiss some ass.
Yeah.
Everybody don't like their boss.
Mm.
How popular is the boss?
Mm.
When the boss
Very
walk in the room,
unpopular.
no, when we talk about this emotional detachment that
Yeah.
men perform on a daily basis,
Right.
like a ritual. It's all the time, and he's emotionally detached. If a boss walk in the room
Hmm.
and employees are present and fraternize amongst themselves, what generally happens?
That everyone changes. Everyone stiffens up and they put their best face forward.
And you detach.
Right. Right.
That fast. You go, oh, the boss in the room.
Wow.
And when a woman is too pushy,
Yeah.
and too, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
they tend to forget that a man, once he detaches from that behavior or that environment, don't forget he's still emotional. He's an emotional creature.
Right.
We just explained. So what's he gonna do? He's
He's
gonna
gonna-
need to express himself to somebody. Now, when you push him to the point where he's expressing himself to another woman's ear, if she listens better than you got a problem. If she consoles if she consoles him better than you, Houston, we have a problem.
I hope y'all get this.
If she's willing to put her
Yeah.
on the shelf for a minute and just make it about him, you got a problem. Because that's usually how life works. Even at home, if a male or female goes to one of the parents and the parent is too tough, what does the child do?
Yeah.
Go to the other parent.
Yeah. Yeah.
They go to the other parent for what? Emotional what? Support. This is taught to us, and this is why you said how did I get there? I question things. So I started looking at, well, why do I act like this? What made me, what in my upbringing makes me act out this way?
This is big. This is big. You sound like a man who's read my book, Dear Future Husband. No, it's deep, seriously, because this is I have this conversation often because I want to get others' perspective.
Right.
And okay, so let me just challenge you for a moment.
Okay.
Right? You said we need to stop being a boss, right? Consider for a moment that we can be that attorney outside, or we can be that boss outside, but not come home and cross-examine our husbands.
Man.
Consider for a moment that what if she can still marry the two worlds perfectly. And that's what we teach. That's what the women in the Dear Future Husband community we teach. You know, yeah, it's okay to pursue your dreams. It's okay to pursue that. But just because you're a boss and you have employees and you have this and you have that, you can't go and boss around your man. You have to battle down at home. How do you feel about that?
Um,
Truthfully. You can
truthfully,
hurt my feelings. It's okay.
no. Truthfully,
Yes.
you got an indoor voice
Mm-hmm.
and you got an outdoor voice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You have undergarments
Yes.
and you have
Outer garment. Right.
garments.
Yeah.
They are titled what they're titled for a reason.
Okay.
There's a time
Mm-hmm.
and a place
Yeah.
that appropriately accommodates the very existence of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're outside and it's cold,
Yeah.
there's a coat for that.
Right.
If you're inside and you're gonna walk through the house,
Yeah.
there's some house shoes for that.
Yeah.
You gotta get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you come home, when you're home, you gotta think of all these different parameters of what
Yeah.
home should be,
Right. Right.
what home is supposed to be.
Right.
And I think it has to be an understanding from both parties,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
That this is what home looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You see your setup right here?
Yes.
You see the way this feels? That's a lot of people. I've had the opportunity to do all types of podcasts, be interviewed. And just as I go to these different places, respectfully,
Yeah.
everybody's not going to take the time to create this atmosphere, this environment, this ambiance.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But collectively, you, whoever's involved in what this is, their future husband,
Yeah.
aesthetically, someone sat down and said, this is what
This needs to
we're going to
Right.
provide.
Mm-hmm.
When you tune in, this is the type of energy you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know, when you sit down here, this is the level of respect that I'm going to guarantee you. And that has to be discussed between two people
Yeah.
as far as what home is supposed to feel like. A lot of times, people do not have that conversation because there's not a proper vetting process in place.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Can we rewind that part? We don't vet properly.
We don't.
We don't,
We don't.
vet properly. Why?
Because we get too caught up in what makes us have commonalities. What's common for us.
Yeah.
It's like I give you a perfect example.
Mhm.
And I don't even think I've ever said this in front of my ex-wife or my wife now.
Okay.
One of the common things about my ex-wife and my wife now.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
They both love Dungeon Family.
Okay.
They
What?
both love Outkast.
Okay.
They both love Goody Mob.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, whereas at one point in my life with my ex-wife,
Mm-hmm.
we were so in tune because I was like, man, you on the same wave I'm on.
Right. Yeah.
Through things that say we have something in common.
Mm-hmm.
We were married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I knew like that.
Yeah.
We had the same. I got videos of us in the car rapping Goody Mob or Outkast, right?
Yeah.
But we have the same thing in common.
Yeah.
Did it make either one of the two the perfect candidate for me just because we had that in
No,
common?
it doesn't.
No, what it does is it allows us to share the same frequency when we're together, when we're out. If I
Yes.
hear something, I'm gonna think about you
Mm.
because I know this our thing.
Right.
A lot of times we get caught up in that
Surface.
surface things, and,
Yeah.
and that's a beautiful thing. It's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
you know?
it's good, but you can be surface with your friend.
Yeah.
But is that good enough to marry?
It's not.
And that's what
It's
I'm saying.
absolutely not.
So what separated your current wife?
To be quite honest with you,
Yeah.
It's just a different level of understanding.
Okay.
You know,
Would you say she understood you more, or she sought to understand?
It's not even that she understood me more. Um, you know, my first wife, we married, she was so young.
Okay.
You know, I'm talking, I'm 23, she 20.
Gotcha.
You know,
Yeah.
you kind of get what I'm saying? Here, my now wife, she married at 34.
Right.
I married at 23 then. I'm remarried at 42 now.
Yeah.
So like that's like a dub in between them.
Yeah.
So it's I'm a whole different person than I was then.
Yeah.
We all are, you know, us, the three of us. So I it's not like I'm saying, oh, she's a better wife.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know, of course. I mean, if you know my wife, if I had to say it right now, yes, you're a great wife.
Yeah. Good job.
You know what I'm saying?
Good job.
My ex-wife wasn't a bad wife.
Yeah.
We just grew apart.
Yeah.
And we were really young at trying something. So if it's difficult now with the mindset that I have, imagine not having the mindset or the maturity or the experience or the wisdom today, then trying to do what is still hard now.
Right.
So I think just sometimes, you know, that vetting process, you have to vet yourself properly first. I was having a conversation with a friend today, and she asked me about a female.
Okay.
And a guy that we both know mutually.
Yeah.
And she said, you think they mess around? I said, absolutely. She said, no way. No freaking way. She's not even his type. I said, hold up.
Right.
Hold up. You don't know what that man's type is. Because I guarantee you, he don't even really know what his type is. His true type, I would say that.
Okay.
His true type.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to give you the analogy. You ready?
Yeah.
The food of choice. Because that's your food of choice.
Yeah.
You say that's your type. But that food has you unhealthy, you look unhealthy, you're looking sloppy, you look like you're eating the wrong food. But you love that food.
Yeah.
So in your mind, in your world, this is my thing, this is what I do, this is what I like.
Yeah.
Now, if we could show you the proper food to eat that's going to make you healthier, going to make you look better, going to make you feel better, and the world can see, hey, that's your type. That's, you see the difference in that?
Yeah.
So sometimes people don't even know what their type is. That's why people successfully get it wrong. Or should I say, get it wrong successfully. Over and over and over again, because we don't vet ourselves. Forget you. Here's the thing. You know, it's a meme that go on over the internet where they say, look, man, if she got this together and that together, leave that woman alone.
Wait,
don't mess her life up. You ever seen this meme?
No.
So it's like, it's a meme. It's like, if all four of her tires has tread on it, leave that woman alone. She got her stuff together. Don't come messing up that woman's life.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
And what that means is, sometimes
we don't make room for a man.
We don't know. We're not properly vetted. So as a man, I gotta know when I see this beautiful woman, I'm like, boy, she might be everything I think I want.
But since all four of her tires,
but she might be everything I want, but am I, or everything I need, but am I everything that she needs and everything that she wants?
Yeah.
See, sometimes we don't vet ourselves and bring ourselves up to code.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's like you go renovate a house. You know, when somebody move out your house, you got to go in and refurbish or renovate.
Right.
Now, sometimes when you renovate, times have changed, and you have to bring your shit up to code.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
We don't bring ourselves up to code.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, young fella, go sit down, dust yourself off, prepare yourself for the next attempt, the next level. And we don't do it. Women either.
Yeah, you're right.
That's why you go into the next relationship, and eventually that same BS, and they be feeling the same way, because the new person is not always the problem.
No,
you yourself you're promoting the same narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know. Okay, so this is it's so interesting that you're saying this because again, I'm not trying to. This is my show, obviously,
No,
and but when I tell you this is what my book is about,
and that's what it should be.
It's an affirmation journal, right?
Okay.
And I literally it came from a place of pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was vetting, and I realized, and I talk about this in my first chapter, that I realized I did not vet properly.
Mm-hmm.
When I do interviews, I tell people like I didn't vet properly. That's why I'm divorced twice.
Yeah.
Guess what? This time I am determined to do it right.
When's your birthday?
So January the 14th.
Okay.
So the first part of my book is affirmations and everything that I want in my man.
Mm.
And with every affirmation on the other side is what I need to do in order to have that experience.
Yeah.
So it's about both sides equally. And for me, that second list is more important than actually the first one.
Okay.
Because as we elevate and as we develop as human beings, just like you said, when you were 20, you're a different man than you were when you were 40.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the things that your 40-year-old, I mean, your wife is getting at 40, when you were 20, your wife is your ex-wife did not get that same man.
No, she didn't.
And I'm realizing
and you know, I'm gonna tell you something.
it's not something to feel bad about, though.
No, it's life, man.
Yeah.
But I want to say this because
Okay.
sometimes this is okay. I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
Okay.
Of when you're trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to send a message to my wife.
Okay.
We sitting at home.
Mm-hmm.
I heard her say something about ice cream. I said, man, I want some ice cream too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to sound like an old fat boy. I'm like, I want some ice cream too. So like, you want some ice cream? She like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool. I ordered some. I was like, all right, let me look on DoorDash. So when I went to DoorDash, because now what is she expecting? Within 30 minutes, what she gonna be expecting?
Ice cream at the door. Right.
So guess what I did? I said, I'm gonna go to the floral shop. I'm gonna order some roses. Okay.
Hey,
And they'll also stop and pick up
the ice
the
cream.
ice cream.
Yeah.
She got to the door, she's like, oh. It's just flowers. But it was for me. And then guess what we did? Let ice cream just sit a little bit, just be fresh out for you. Got a little thaw,
Right,
so you
yeah,
can eat a little fast.
Right.
Cause you want to eat a little fast, so it get real cold, and you don't eat it much, and you put it up.
Yeah.
That's key.
Right.
All right. That's why we did that. So then I had to talk about her day. Because at the end of the day, it's the quality of how you can start your day,
Yeah.
what you can do throughout your day, but the quality of your day counts.
Yeah.
It counts when you realize how you're ending your day.
Wow.
Once you sum it up, it's just like I can go to work and think I'm gonna make $1 million today. Hey, I make a little money throughout the day, but at the end of the day, when it's time to tally up, I know exactly what I made, and that's how I scale what type of day was it productive or not. And your day should have a statement.
Right.
And it doesn't always have to be grand, but it should have a statement. And the statement was, why she got to sit here and vet, she got her ice cream. As I'm sitting here, I didn't have the scissors to cut the stems at an angle, so I cut them with a knife. Went through them and placed them in the vase, put the little stuff in with the water, placed them in the vase and said, where you want these to be put? And she had the luxury to just point, boop, point, boop. And at the end of the night, I said, let me read her. I've been reading her for the last week. And what I mean is, how do I get the best version of you by the end of the day and throughout the day? And so it's almost like setting traps. And some people could say, oh, that's manipulation.
No, it's not.
Well, if I'm doing everything in my power to manipulate your emotions to be on a higher vibration and you to be happier, so your body will release endorphins, then call me a manipulator.
Oh my God, I love
And
it.
let me tell you, when we got in the bed, she been asking to see the movie Nope. We watched it, but we be so tired, we always fall asleep on it. And I rented it. And the rental time ran out. So she's like, we don't finish it. We had 2 attempts to finish it. I'm like, shit over with. Well, I'm not finna buy this damn movie again. I rented it for like $4.99.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? She has asked about it, which means she wants to see it.
Yeah.
don't leave space for another person
To come in and meet those needs.
to meet those demands and needs.
Mm.
So by the time she got in bed, she already happy though. By the time she got in bed and the movie Nope comes on, she like, baby, I'm like, yeah. Tooted that ass right up. Right up.
You earned that. Like.
But that's what it gotta be
Yeah.
about, you know? Because we
Yeah.
go through, come on, man, we know how life can go.
Yeah.
We can look on social media. Some people's lives look amazing. It looks
Right,
perfect.
right,
It
right.
looks like, oh my God, every other week, and you over in the Maldives, and you over here in this new part of Mexico.
Mhm.
No, that ain't real life for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to learn to keep a tally.
Yeah.
You have to keep a tally of your emotional needs, your
Mm.
emotional wants, your emotional fulfillments, your emotional shortcomings and
Yeah.
downfalls. Keep a tally. Because at the end of the day, you need to check off the type of day it was. And after a while, you will start to realize what's a good formula for you
Wow.
to have the better days on the regular, consistent. You know what I'm saying? That's like your
Yeah.
car. What kind of car you got?
I Range Rover.
Cannot put regular gas in there.
That's all
And if you put regular gas, we will have a bad day. Because your car is
Yeah.
not going to run the way it's supposed to.
Right.
That's what we have to do. We have to continue to find out what keeps us running at an optimal level. And that's what it's about.
I love that. Man, this is so good. Ooh, we're running out of time, but I just have 2 more questions for you.
We're good. It's on your time.
I love it. I love it. Okay. I gotta know from you. You talked a lot about vetting, right? And how important it is for us to vet. And I talk about that a lot too. So
Yes.
thank you because I'm sure you didn't know that, right?
No, I didn't.
So, right, but that's your conversation. And it just speaks to me about the health of your marriage. And I think that's so beautiful, especially in our community. So personally, I don't know if you're having that conversation often, but I'm so glad you're having it here. Yeah, like vetting, like how important it is to vet, and even just the character that you bring to your marriage. Like,
let me tell you really in real life how important vetting is.
yeah,
You know, when you meet somebody and it's all good when it started off, there's a certain quality of boom that comes with that shit.
yeah.
When you first meet that representative, you be like, it is, oh, hey, I found you. Okay. You know, because, you know,
Right.
we ain't talking about the settle. I was kind of settled and it's kind of cool. I like it. We talking to, oh, she moved me. Okay. He moved you, right?
Yeah.
And you find yourself like, okay. When you're trying to be on your P's and Q's, that's because that person, there's a mystique that you don't want to miss. You just don't want to mess up this opportunity.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
When the mystique is there, the relationship is so good.
Yeah.
Ain't it? Because it's so new.
Right.
Ain't it?
Right.
Because there's certain questions you ain't got to yet and you cool with that for now.
Right.
For now.
I don't want to know everything yet. Let me just
You like, oh man.
If I find out you did this, I mean,
because we have checklists.
Right.
You start thinking of the tally we talked about.
Yeah.
I like to call it checklist. It's a tally.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, look on this list. If you've done this, give yourself a point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you start going through this and you start telling yourself, I can't do this, because you start taking on other people, other friends, other family members. You take on their traumas too.
We do.
And I ain't gonna never be like that, because I ain't gonna ever look like that. But you might handle it better than this person, and it actually might be the best form of growing pain for you and not good for that person. Because a fish don't need air to swim.
Right.
You kind of get what I'm saying? The bird don't need water
Right.
to breathe.
Right.
What's good for you might not be good for me, and vice versa. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes we take on these thoughts of what we ain't gonna do because I don't want to be looking like that, when that actually might be what you need.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't want to go too far. I'm gonna leave it on the surface level.
No, I want you to drive that home for me.
Okay.
Because I don't want to I don't know if I'm gonna
Okay.
get this opportunity again. So I need
Because
to
when,
get
when it
everything
when
I
it comes to
can.
when it comes to the talent,
Yeah.
okay, that's why when we're speaking of the level of mystique that is there because you have not properly vetted that person. It makes it so good. I don't care what it is. You can go look at a car. You can stay at that car for a week straight. I'm gonna go and buy it. I'm gonna go and get it. This car looks so amazing to you. So you drive and you say, "Oh, it don't do that."
Right.
You mean tell me I paid all this money and it don't got that? Man, my little Toyota, my little Camry got do that. This don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, yeah, I want to drop it off with tuna. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we done. Want to come pick up the car? Okay, yeah. You get the, how much is it? 4,800 for a tuna? Oh, you didn't do your homework. You didn't vet.
Yeah.
You did not vet properly.
Yeah.
You know? Your vehicle. Oh no, those aren't metal brakes. You have ceramic brakes. What does that mean? Oh, you didn't properly vet.
Wow.
This is what I'm trying to say in driving it home. The whole concept of me even using that analogy. Sometimes we have not properly vetted. I've said it already, but I'm gonna add this to it. This is the difference from what I've already said.
Yeah.
Every year around that sun, when you go through those 4 seasons, my dear friend, you become a new person.
Yeah.
You share the layer.
Yeah.
You gain the layer. Okay? You feel what I'm going?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
You're growing, and you have to make sure that the person that you're with.
Heartbreak for you at 16 ain't the same as you at 26
right.
or 36
right.
or 46.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are,
Yeah.
right? But it's a woman who thought she would look as good as you by the time she's your age. And she might look way older. Or she might just not have the look at all. It ain't meant for her.
Right.
So we all gonna grow, we're gonna change, and we're gonna find out things about ourselves that we never knew.
Yeah.
I never understood why people move to rural parts of a town or a city. I'm like, man, I need to be where it's popping. Until popping is too popping, and you like, yo,
you need peace.
And you need peace. Then when you go to those spaces, you like, oh my God, I've been missing out.
Yeah.
We miss out a lot because we don't know ourselves enough. Everything we do is an influence behind it. What you drink? What's your favorite drink?
I'm not okay. So I'm simple.
Just give me whatever.
I love Moscato.
Okay.
Very simple.
How'd you find out about Moscato?
Someone introduced it to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone had to bring you up to speed. Man.
Right.
And sometimes we're brought up to speed on something, we like it because there's too many options to go to compare and contrast against. Right now, Moscato is probably something out there made with a different grape, tastes better than Moscato, gives you the proper feeling you're looking for, not even as expensive as Moscato.
Yeah.
And it's right here all along, but you don't know that. Because what has been introduced to you is what you roll with. It becomes our language, it becomes law.
Right.
You know, this becomes your norm, the way you were raised, you know?
So you gotta tell me this. You gotta tell me this because you're giving, you're serving today. But I need to know, like, what do you think, like, for the women in the audience, what do you think is a healthy length of time to date and vet in a relationship before you say, okay, well, you know what, maybe I can be exclusive with this person? I'm not saying I'm ready for marriage or anything.
You know, it depends because I give you a perfect example.
Okay.
If this person is a corporate person, it may take a little longer because they have learned how to position themselves. They may know how to be diplomatic. They may know how to be accountable, right?
Okay.
But you also have to see what they look like when they ain't getting money. That's anybody. Because, you know, hey, all due respect to my wife, to have your significant other, you're a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
You look like you got a bag, but you ain't going to look the same if you ain't got that bag.
You're right.
You're not. It just, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So it's good to see people through their seasons.
Yeah.
I want to see when you up. I want to see when you down. Because you know the weirdest thing in a relationship is that first argument. And you like, oh, so you really, you raise your, we fussing. Oh, we fussing.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
they'll have
When
us
you
in fight.
when you have to laugh and do your hand like that. Okay, because now you think, wait, not tell them, you know.
No, it's the blank stare for me. It's the this. That's what we do. Yeah, it's a blank stare for me.
You like control.
Mm.
You like control. You like control.
Wait.
You like control.
Wait,
That whole the blank stare, cause that's, I know you know better. You like control.
Well, it's not. Okay.
It's not what. That's what it is. You like control, and that's okay.
Okay, here's the thing.
Talk to me.
I do, but I'm also willing to compromise. I'm not. I don't feel like I need to be right. I don't feel like I need to be right all the time.
Right.
But I do extensive research on subjects, so a lot of the times I am right. However, I can always stand corrected. And so for me, it's not about like I speak a lot too about surrender, being submissive, and all of that in a relationship. So I think it's important
It is.
for each individual in a relationship to be willing to surrender to the purpose
Yeah.
of the union, whatever that looks like.
I agree.
You may be right this time, and then I gotta be like, baby, you know what? I trust you, and whatever that trust for that, whatever that looks like in that scenario, and then there may be times to where you will come to me, but like, baby, I know you said you trust me, but what you think about this? And then we end up working together on that, or however that goes,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, emotions fluctuate.
Yeah.
Patterns fluctuate.
Right.
I mean, let's be for real. Like
Mm-hmm.
in relationships, right? Let's take a friendship.
Okay.
In our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
we had an intimate relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If we could implement the same fundamentals we implemented if we was just best friends or brothers and sisters, if I could give you the love, respect, and protection of a brother
right
to his sister,
mm-hmm.
okay?
What about deeper? What about as a daughter?
As a daughter and a father.
And a mom to her son.
And both, either way.
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do that unconditionally
yeah.
with the person you're involved with,
right.
Like, and they can do it. It has to be. The reciprocity is key.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The reciprocity is key.
Right.
Because here's the difference. It's like a homie. It's my homie. Shit, that's my partner right now. I'm riding with him. Homie got my back. I got his back. If I see somebody I know he don't rock with,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go. It ain't saying I'm finna go hurt nobody, kill nobody, but I'm watching because I know my boy. And they speak, oh, so I'm okay, cool. But they know, you know who I rock with.
Right.
Now guess what? That's the same thing that happened with a man and a woman when they're not friends. Okay, damn. Oh, that's old girl right now. He ain't gonna look at it like, oh, she don't rock with my girl.
Right.
He's just looking at it like, well, she rocking with me. But if she know you got a girl.
Yeah.
She know you in a relationship.
Right.
And she get that too. That's just like the dudes that don't rock with your homie.
Yeah.
Because she don't rock with it. She don't rock with her. Now she trying to get at you.
Yeah.
So guess what that means? You gotta have that same, you gotta deflect with that same energy as you would in the situation I spoke of prior to this one.
Yeah.
It has to work like that. You gotta look at it like, okay, if I let you smash, or if you let me smash, I give you one up on my girl. I can't do it.
Right.
So now I just gotta still clear it. It's not I'm soft. It's not I'm giving up opportunity. It's I'm giving myself more opportunities to win.
Right.
Opposed to thinking I'm losing because I'm losing my opportunity.
Right.
Me deflecting that opportunity gives me more opportunities to win in what I have favor for.
What? Okay. Oh my God, this is so good. Like, you gotta come back. We're about to wrap up, but I just literally, no problem. I'm about to wrap up. I promise you. Listen.
It's good.
I just want to do 2 more.
No, you good. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever y'all come up with is whatever y'all ready for me to go to. I'm just telling you that it's good because I talk with that camera rolling. I'm gonna tell you some real shit.
Oh,
This real shit I'm telling you, but I'm
got
when the
you.
camera now, I'm gonna tell you some even real shit.
Okay, all right, I like that. Okay, this has been so good, and we have gone past our time, but to me it is so worth it because you are dropping priceless gems for us, and there's several confirmations that I've gotten just from this conversation, and things I've taken that I've already grown just in this hour. So, but I gotta get from you because all the ladies, and this is the culture here at Dear Future Husband, we want to know what are two things. What are your biggest turnoffs for women? And also, the last thing is what was on your list before you found your wife? Top three things on your list. First question: what's your biggest turnoffs in women? And what are the top three things that was on your list?
My biggest turnoff is when a woman decides she doesn't have to listen to me.
Mm,
I'm not saying she has to do what I say.
yeah.
I'm not saying you have to get in line,
Mm-hmm.
fall in line. I'm saying just listen,
Right.
hear what I'm saying.
Right.
And when I know that you receive what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
it gives me a better understanding of who I'm dealing with, and vice versa.
Right. Right.
Because a lot of times I saw when I could see when, and that may be something I have to work on with me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can give this person this game, and they walk out that door and make 10,000,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, "Well, give me the game too. It's unfair. You told him you didn't tell me." I say, "But you gotta listen. I give you the game, but the game I'm giving you, you not understanding. The game I gave them only got them 10,000. I'm giving you to get 100,000
Yeah.
or a million.
Yeah.
But you don't see it like that. Because you're like, well, this don't look like what you told them. Because what I told them was only
was suitable for them.
it was
Right.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where I detach.
Wow.
Once a woman like, and I feel like, well, I'm like, well, so what made you do that? Oh, okay. So now in my mind, well, now that you've done that, when this comes up, don't come to me and ask me for help with this, that, and that.
Wow.
When I gave you a whole play on that.
Wow.
And that's what usually happens. Somebody don't listen to you, then they come and be like, man, I know. I don't want to hear that. But I don't want you to feel like
No. Absolutely not, because it goes back to the primary need. Men's primary need is respect. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us that list. We need to know before you chose your wife, what was on your list. I don't know if you had a physical list, but you had those, at least the top three things that you knew you wanted. What was on that list?
Well, one thing for me, before the physical,
Yeah.
I be needing to know that I can connect with you in a spiritual way. Like when I feel, even though I'm the man, I'm supposed to protect you.
Yeah.
But when I feel like my heart is guarded, it's safe with you, even though you're the woman, I'm gonna protect. I'm gonna protect. But when the heart feels safe with you,
yeah,
I'm gonna be more privy to walk in your direction. Okay.
Y'all hear that?
Now, when it comes to something to look at,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate a woman who's just trying. You ain't gotta be the dime piece of the century,
Right.
but just exude some confidence.
Yeah.
You know, put forth an effort to look good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one thing my wife would come and say, "Baby, I want to wear something special. You let me know if it look good or not." So now I'm like, "Oh shit, all right." So when I see it, I'm like, "Yeah, that look good."
Yeah.
Because I'm happy. When I look at you, it's like a car.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be like, "Well, my shit look good out here." I'm like this shit, it looks so good. It got to be valet.
Wow. Oh.
And three, I was definitely in need of a woman who made me better, who made me feel whole.
Wow.
And that's when a man, because as men, we have a lot of insecurities. We do, because we're taught more. Women, but yeah, I know, but women, you guys are taught quality. We're taught quantity.
Okay. That's a great distinction. I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If somebody tell me $10,000 for an item, I want it to be big as hell for $10,000. Y'all be like, "Oh, I like this little Chanel bag. It's $10,000."
Right.
For that, I'm back with $10,000. Go get that. Man, you know I give it $10,000, get some rims. I can go get me some clothes. We can go out to eat. We can go to the you know.
Right.
So men are taught quantity.
Yeah.
That's why when you go in the store, even any commercial that's catered towards men, get you 30% more. Come down here, 99 cents, get you 60. ounces of good juice in your mouth. You know, just listen. You want a bigger truck. Men want bigger jewelry. You know, we want the bigger things. We want
Yeah.
the, you know. So, and what happens is, this is why I really needed to lose those insecurities because I don't want to feel like I'm still searching.
Mm.
I don't.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to search any longer if our answers, if our prayers have been answered. Why are we still searching to answer the same prayer when it's already answered? You understand what I'm saying?
I absolutely understand what you're saying.
You know?
Oh my God, this was so good. Last thing I'm gonna say, and that's it. I promise you, we're done. You mentioned searching. I was reading a book before, and this gentleman made a confession. He was like, men, when they get their wives, you don't lose that power to hunt. You never lose that. But now it's your time to turn that into hunting inside of her. Get to know different levels of her.
Yes.
And it definitely sounds like
Yes.
that's what you're doing.
You got to.
So you to me, young Jock, you are a man's man, and I'm telling you, you are turning it up for your wife, and we love it. Thank you so much. Keep being an amazing example. Feel free anytime you want to stop through in the studio, have a conversation.
Sure.
Like I would love, 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 love to have you.
Can I
Of
just
course.
say this to some to your guests?
Absolutely.
Please,
Yes.
y'all, don't judge me by what y'all see on TV show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
In real life, don't judge me off of that because
Yeah.
sometimes we are coerced to act out a certain way. And I'm not saying a
Yeah.
they as in a
Right.
company or a show. I mean, just life itself
Yeah.
comes with curveballs. And,
Mhm.
and when people are paying to see these curveballs,
Yeah.
just believe they get thrown. So,
Yeah.
you know, every time you step up to bat, you're not going to hit a home run.
Right.
So if I swing, I miss, I strike out, ball, foul, that's a part of the game.
I think we saw the real man today.
Well, I appreciate that.
I think today was a clear representation of who you are. Character, your character definitely shined through.
Thank you.
So I definitely saw a man of value. So thank you for bringing that to the table. Yes. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Again, Dear Future Husband podcast, Dear Future Husband of Atlanta.